Hi everybody, it's Miss Gretta here with the Literacy Lab, and I'm here to read you a story. Today's story is called The Silver Slippers, and is about a girl who overcomes her worries by working hard and soon becomes her dream. Before we begin, we're going to go over a couple vocab words we're going to come across in this book. First one is inspired. Inspired means to act, create, or feel emotions. This means when you feel very strongly about something, you are inspired to do it. When we come across this word, you'll see how the girl becomes inspired. The next word is discouraged. Discouraged means having lost encouragement or excitement in something. She gets discouraged by not wanting to do something. You'll see when we get to it in the book. And the last word is Prima Ballerina. Now, a Prima Ballerina is the head or the first female ballerina. This is the top ballerina in the group. This is a clue of what today's story is going to be. So let's begin. Okay. The Silver Slippers by Elizabeth Koda-Callan. Illustrated by her too, by Elizabeth Koda-Callan. Published by Workman Publishing, New York. For Jane, Jennifer, Sarah, Chase, and Lauren M. Once there was a little girl who dreamed of being a ballerina. She longed for a day when she could dance on stage before a large audience. But until that day came, she danced before a small one. See all the small critters she's dancing for? Twice a week, the little girl took ballet lessons after school. She practiced at class and she practiced at home. Ballet posters on the walls of her room inspired her. But no matter how hard she tried, she could never get into exactly the right position as the one that was on the poster. She was inspired by the posters. She was encouraged to create her ballet lessons, right? In class, she was never quite in step. The little girl was frequently discouraged. You think she's a little upset because she's not quite in step with the other ballerinas? Me too. One day, the teacher told the class that there is to be a ballet recital. I haven't decided who will be the prima ballerina and lead the other dancers, she said. The prima ballerina, thought the little girl. I would really like to be the prima ballerina. But then she remembered her last practice session at the bar. Oh, I could never be the prima ballerina, not the way I dance now, she thought. So she wants to be the head ballerina, or the prima ballerina. That afternoon, the little girl hurried home and told her mother about the ballet recital. She told her about the longing to be a star ballerina. I think you can do it, said her mother. You just have to practice, maybe even a bit more than the other girls. You have to decide what you want. The little girl thought about what her mother had said. She decided that she really did want to be the prima ballerina. The next day, while the little girl was practicing, her mother came into the room. I have something for you, she said. She handed the little girl a small white box that was tied with a beautiful silver bow. The little girl untied the bow and opened the box. There, resting on a small cushion of velvet, was a pair of tiny silver slippers on a silver chain. These slippers are special, said the little girl's mother. They will help you become the prima ballerina by reminding you of what you want. The little girl put on the necklace and looked in the mirror. The silver slippers glistened in the light. She wondered how a necklace could help her become the prima ballerina. How do you think the necklace is going to help her? Yeah, we'll have to keep reading to see, okay? That's a good thought, though. For the next few weeks, the little girl worked very hard. Every spare moment she practiced. When her friends were outside, she practiced. When they went to the movies, she practiced. And all the time she practiced, she wore the silver slippers. Days went by, and the little girl danced better. Weeks passed, and the little girl continued to improve. The teacher saw how hard the little girl had practiced and how much better she was dancing. When it was time to choose the lead dancer, the teacher chose the little girl. The little girl rushed home after class to tell her mother the news. Her mother gave her a big hug. "I knew you could do it," she said. See how happy she is? And look, she's got her silver slippers on, doesn't she? For the next few weeks, the little girl continued to practice. Practicing. The big day arrived. The little girl was excited and a bit nervous. After supper, she went to her room to get dressed. She put on a pink tutu and pink ballet shoes, and around her neck she wore the silver slippers. Her mother tied her hair with a satin bow. That night, the school was aglow with lights when the little girl and her mother arrived. The little girl had never seen the school lit up like that. What do you think's going to happen? Let's keep reading. All the ballerinas were in a flutter backstage. Most of them were already in their costumes and putting on their makeup. The little girl's mother helped her redden her lips and put pink on her cheeks. Looking in the mirror, she thought she looked quite like a ballerina, but she certainly didn't feel like one. "What if I can't do it?" the little girl thought to herself. Now the little girl heard strains of music coming from below the stage. The performance was about to begin. It was then that something unexpected happened. What do you think's going to happen? I don't know. We'll have to see. While still in the wings, the little girl had a chance to look out at the audience. She became frightened. "How can I dance in front of all those people?" she thought. "I know I have dreamed about dancing on stage, but I didn't think I could feel so nervous." Then she remembered the silver slippers and what her mother had said. "These are special slippers," she thought. "When I see them, I remember what I want to do. I do want to be the prima ballerina. I have worked hard and practiced. I have danced all the steps before, many times before, and I can do it again." See? The silver slippers are giving her that inspiration. She's being inspired and recognizing that she knows how to be the prima ballerina, right? Just then, the piano sounded for her entrance. The little girl took a deep breath and began to dance out onto the stage. She started a little shakily, but with each twirl and spin, she became more confident. What's more, she never missed a step. The curtain fell and applause filled the auditorium. After the performance, the teacher came up onto the stage and presented the little girl with a bouquet of red roses. For the most improved ballerina who became the star ballerina, she said. The audience cheered, especially the little girl's mother. From then on, the little girl wore the silver slippers every time she practiced, and on the days when she was learning a new step or one that was especially difficult, she would practice harder. And it was true. The silver slippers were special. for they reminded her of what she really wanted, which was to dance her very best. Okay, that was a pretty good story, don't you think so? Me too. I thought it was pretty great that she found inspiration in her silver slippers, but she didn't expect them to make her better. She worked very, very hard to become a better prima ballerina. She was inspired, and even when she became discouraged and upset about her work, she then worked harder, right? Have you ever had something where you were inspired or encouraged to do something better so you could be the best you could be? Me too. One time, I wanted to run a certain time. I love to run, and I wanted to run a certain time. And so I worked very, very hard for many, many weeks. And I ended up making the team and running the time I wanted in my race, which was really excellent. I was very proud of myself. So I hope you find something you become inspired by, like the little girl with her silver slippers to become the ballerina. And if you do, I hope you work very hard and become very proud of yourself for all of the hard work you do. Keep up your great reading, keep up the hard work you do in reading, and I hope to read to you again. Have a great day!